The Ultimatum's Roxanne Kaiser and Antonio Mattei marry in modern, fresh Persian wedding. See the photos. Exclusive, The Ultimatum's Roxanne Kaiser and Antonio Mattei are married. The fan-favorite couple tied the knot on Saturday, October 26th, at Chateau Elan, located just outside of Atlanta, where they had brief American ceremony, followed by a traditional Persian wedding. What I love most is the rich symbolism. Kaiser tells people exclusively of her Persian celebration. Each item on the Sofreh Aghd represents aspects of the couple's new life and marriage together. For instance, our Sofreh Aghd will include rock candy, symbolizing a sweet life, and a large mirror representing light and brightness for our future. There's also a beautiful moment where we dip our pinky fingers in honey and share it with each other, signifying sweetness for our future together. It was especially important to Kaiser to include the Sofreh Aghd into her special day because her father and sister did so for their own weddings. Nearly 150 wedding guests were invited to celebrate, including Kelly Chase from the first season of Love is Blind and Mal Wright from The Ultimatum, Queer Love. However, no one from the couple's own season was invited as they haven't kept in touch with anyone from The Ultimatum, marry or move on since the stressful reunion. Being surrounded by our friends and family is everything to us, Kaiser tells people. With everyone getting older and juggling their own busy lives, work, kids, families, it's become increasingly challenging and rare to gather everyone in one place. That's why I absolutely love that our wedding serves as a reason for everyone to come together and reconnect for an entire weekend. It makes this occasion incredibly special and meaningful. She continues, I've never been one to view a wedding as a fairy tale or a dream come true. That's just not my vibe. For me, it's all about bringing together the people we love to celebrate the commitment, dedication, and bond of our vows. It's a time to share in the joy of our marriage. Kaiser walked down the aisle to Daniel Jang's Can't Help Falling in Love. For her wedding dress, she selected the Alex by Blanche Bridal from the White Magnolia. The ball gown featured a scooped neckline, side cutouts on the bustier bodice, and a soft V-shape at the back. I aimed for a moody, edgy Madonna-inspired look, Kaiser explains. I never imagined I would choose a dress with such a long train or go for a strapless style. I loved the simplicity of the dress combined with its intricate details and beauty. I also knew I wanted to elevate the look with platforms and an incredible choker. Honestly, the custom-made choker vision came first, and the dress perfectly aligned with my vision. After exchanging handwritten vows, the couple danced to Sam Cooke's Nothing Can Change This Love, a song they say they'd probably danced to at least 100 times in their kitchen. Chateau Elan and Yes Events hosted a post-wedding vineyard dinner, with a menu curated by executive chef Frederick Boldron and banquet chef James Mundy. For dessert, pastry chef Jo Beth Marin prepared a raspberry rose. It will be an intimate gathering set among the vines under the stars as the sun sets, Kaiser says. Our theme centers around a sophisticated neutral palette with soft whites, creams, lush greenery, and light wood tones. The aesthetic is modern and fresh, exuding a natural elegance that harmonizes beautifully with the outdoor setting. The day after the couple's nuptials, they're also planning to host a post-wedding hangout. Because who doesn't love discussing all the wedding tea? Adds Kaiser. Kaiser and Mattei got engaged during season 2 of the hit series despite seemingly being on different pages about marriage. In June, Kaiser told people that wedding planning was not top of mind. Even as recently as 2 weeks before the wedding, marriage still wasn't exactly top on mind, due to work. Honestly, marriage was the furthest thing from my thoughts, she admits. I think any entrepreneur would agree that, whether or not you believe in the institution, wedding planning simply doesn't take precedence when there are so many other pressing responsibilities. This doesn't mean I'm any less committed to or in love with Antonio. It just means it wasn't the first item on my to-do list each day. As for any pre-wedding nerves, Kaiser says Mattei was quick to offer her reassurance. His response is always, I'm so excited. And honestly, I love that response, she says. It's simple, genuine, and he's not trying to convince me of anything. He's just excited, and it reassures me that nothing has changed for him. He's all in, and that helps me feel more at ease. Kaiser adds that one issue that was continuously addressed on the ultimatum was her need for Mattei to contribute equally, especially financially, in the relationship. Without going into too much detail, he's done exactly that, and in just 2 short years, she says. I received a lot of criticism for it, with people saying, Roxanne, you're pushing him too hard, or you're making him do something he doesn't want to. Fast forward 2 years, and Antonio is now a thriving business owner, absolutely crushing it as a boss and owner, and his Tint World franchise is becoming a top performer. She adds, so much has changed since filming, both in our lives and in our relationship. Antonio and I have made incredible strides to improve and strengthen what we have. For the couple, marriage is an extension of their commitment to each other. Even without the title of marriage, Antonio and I were already prioritizing each other, committed to making our lives better together. To me, marriage doesn't alter that foundation, rather, it elevates the level of seriousness in our relationship. Kaiser shares. Mattei adds, marriage means 2 people making a lifelong commitment to never leave each other behind, no matter how hard things get. No matter what, we will always be honest with each other and push one another to always do the right thing. We will push each other to be the person we want our children to look up to one day and lift each other when the path forward isn't so clear. It means having faith in something bigger than yourself, and it has given me this sense of freedom to forge a new identity that I would have looked up to as a child, with Roxanne at my side. The newlyweds first crossed paths at a party Kaiser hosted for a mutual friend in 2013. At the time, Mattei was in a relationship, so the pair didn't connect beyond an exchange of pleasantries. No social media follows, no conversations, just a single encounter that seemed to leave a lasting impression. Fast forward to 2020. Both of us were newly single, and I found myself reminiscing about that one guy from years ago. Kaiser says, I jokingly reached out to a mutual friend, asking, who was that one guy at that party? After some sleuthing, our numbers were exchanged, and we arranged a group date just a few days later. Although the two had a great first date, they both knew they weren't in a place for anything serious. Kaiser and Mattei went through an on-again, off-again cycle, for what felt like forever, until they finally decided to test the waters for engagement while filming the ultimatum. While it might seem effortless, putting such a personal moment on display for the world to see, judge, and critique is no small feat. Kaiser says of Mattei's proposal to her, our love story is one of a kind, and we've navigated it all in the public eye.